hello. So I am here. I think I did it right this time. It looks like the screen is the way that I wanted it to be. So practice definitely makes perfect, and I need to do this more often so I'll stop forgetting how to make sure that it's turned the right way. Because the last live I had to do it, what is it, vertically instead of horizontally. So how is everybody doing today? Um, I'm going to give it one more minute and then go ahead and get started on the video that I'm covering. But um, let me get my iPad to the right screen also. I'm not seeing the chat yet, so I hope that I did it right. I hope I did. Let me see. Can you all hear me? Hello, long hair, don't care. Okay, I was making sure. The chat is just now starting to come in, so okay. Hello, okay, it's moving fast now. Yep, me and my eyes. Okay. Hello to everybody coming in. Okay, good. You can hear me. Cool. Yeah, I can't find it on my iPad, so guess I'll just go ahead and get it started. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the video here. Um, I'm sure most of y'all have already seen it on other channels, but I'm always late to the party. Thank you, I appreciate that. So this hair that I'm wearing is the same wig that I've been wearing, but it was long. And I really don't do long hair anymore, so I just cut the wig into a bob. But it's the same wig that you've been seeing. Hello to everybody coming in. I'm going to go ahead and start this video here. It's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and get it started. Tim and his genius ideas.
What's going on, family? It's IAG Farms. It's all about God, and we got a lot we were trying to get done today. And y'all saw on the last renovation video that we got this little section of skirting done right here. And this is a good start, a good foundation, because this kind of lets us know and lets me know, really. That's why I went ahead and house wrapped it and put up a couple deck boards so that as I continue on, I'll know exactly how everything is supposed to fall. But I'm not going to actually be framing or putting up any house wrap or deck boards today. We're actually going to be getting some work done with our pigs, and also Megan and the boys. Y'all are going to follow them along first off this day, because actually, I don't know if you can see all this green grass.
Thank you.
But it's almost time for the first yard cutting. Lawn mowing, I don't know if it's yard cutting, because we got all these.
Somebody said I'm tired of this dude wearing those ugly sunglasses. I got to get my chat pulled up on my iPad. I don't know why it didn't register, because I can see it better there. The way he makes you sick. It's very easy for him to do that to all of us. Do I go here? No. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let it play some more while I figure it out.
These acres, we got grass all the way up there, so I don't know if that's considered our yard. Usually we consider that more like the fields and the pastures, but I have a lot of mowing that I need to do up there, because I actually need to get some more fencing put up for animals and pasture. And right now we're mowing a lot of our pastures until we get them fenced off and we can get animals on them. But we actually need to get some prepping done around the house where we've been putting in crush and run, because some of the crush and run kind of got a little bit away from me when I was working with it. And some of the rocks, as you can see, that's a pretty nice size rock, and you don't want.
Now Tim say some of the crush and run got away from him. At his big age, how does he not know that this is what will happen when you put rock out like that? This is a lesson that I learned in childhood. And we've talked about rock before just because of the rock that they have delivered for their driveway. But, you know, your kids will play with those rocks. They'll find rocks and just chunk them. And they have that pond out there. Like, our grandfather would have had to get on to me and my cousins because that was just a favorite pastime, is to pick up his fresh rocks and throw them because they start to scatter. The wind can blow them. You driving around on them can make them move around. And he put that loose gravel out there on his grass and didn't do anything to contain it. He just left it free right there. So of course it was going to start to scatter. So he has created a whole new issue for himself, and he's acting like he didn't realize that this could happen. And this is what it frustrates me about him always being up here filming stuff like he's teaching people stuff, and he's actually doing more of a disservice to people. Anybody who does not have knowledge of this stuff, which to me would be very few people, he's definitely misleading.
This rock to make contact with the lawnmower blade, and then to make contact with this patio door. So we're trying to get all these rocks moved up that way and closer to where the crushing run is at. But just look at that. That's just beautiful. And you can see that that crushing run is making a weed barrier, and none of the grass coming up through that crushing run there because it's so thick and packed down. But right here at the edges, you can see the grass is starting to get thick. There'll probably be a little short line of grass that I have still weed that I'm not able to get with the lawnmower, just because I don't want to get into some of those big rocks and start throwing them out there. But you can see.
And then he's even so simple. He's talked about he don't want to throw those big rocks, like the small ones won't do it too. So I'm speaking from experience. When we had our house built, we had to we did a circular driveway, but we did it with gravel instead of pouring cement because cement is just expensive. And we had a border on one side of the driveway, but not on the other side. So my then husband was on the riding lawnmower cutting the grass. He finishes the yard and then realizes that he had broken out the back window of his, what was it? What do we have? Eddie Bauer Explorer. He had broken out the back window from the smallest rock. Like when he found it in the car, it was so small, but it was like it being caught up in that blade. It just sent it like a bullet through that window. And so, you know, here we are now going to the salvage yard to find another one because of the smallest rock. So it doesn't matter the size. If that blade catches any of it and shoots it in the right direction, it's, yes, border. You have to put a border up to keep them contained. And then even then, a wind can pick it up and, you know, send it somewhere. But he's talking about just the big rocks. It can catch any size rock and make it shoot out like a bullet.
These rocks down here, not the smaller stuff. The smaller stuff is just kind of packed down into the ground, and the grass will grow on top of it. But a lot of this bigger stuff, it needs to be raked back that way. And so Megan and the boys, they're gonna come through. I've already came down and kind of did a little section down here, just to kind of show them kind of how it's supposed to go. And y'all see we have a little section of wood chips that we use to keep ourselves out of the mud. And so I mow around that. But
somebody said they tired of the crush and run. I am too. I'm tired of even hearing him say it. And I've said it before. I didn't even know what it was the first time he said it, because I've just always said loose gravel or rocks. But I'm tired of it too.
Already done over here, and you can see over here that all of the big rocks are gone. And basically, it's just a very, very simple process using this flat shovel, and they rake up like super easy. It's not a strenuous job or anything like that. And Megan and the boys homeschooled there, and they're taking a nap right now. Megan and Benjamin are getting eggs. So y'all can say, hey, Megan and Benjamin.
Now, I know the boys have been sick. So when you're not feeling well, you take a lot of naps. But this is not new for them to have those boys taking a nap, and they're too old for that. The only person that should still be napping at this point is Benjamin, and it seems like he naps less than his brothers do. But how do you put boys of that age down for a nap? And look at the time of day that it is. To me, it's almost saying like solitary confinement. Like, this is the time of day that y'all can't come out that room. You on lockdown until dinner time or until, we need you for something. That's what it says to me, that they locked in that room, not asleep. Because at that age, kids have so much just natural energy. How do you make them go to sleep in the middle of the day? It's almost like child abuse. They should be out playing with those bicycles or, just burning up energy, being kids, getting some type of exercise in, and not made to go take a nap. Can you imagine Junior at his age having to go take a nap like he's in kindergarten? They are crazy. And inside and get the other boys up from their nap and we'll head right back out.
That's right. Sounds good. Y'all go for it.
Somebody said jackpot don't start. I have been missing the comments so far, but I'm going to have to go and look and see.
All right. Come on, bud. But yeah, they're going to get this job done. And while they're working on that job, and you can see Megan is working with Benjamin, so getting eggs, just something that's like a 5-minute, 2-minute, 3-minute thing turns into a 10-minute thing. But that's a part of homeschool. Like, that's a part of Benjamin's development. Megan's teaching him how to do things, teaching him how to follow instructions, teaching him how to just have responsibility, and teaching him how to be a man. And that's a beautiful thing, that we're in position to where his mom, like, can actually raise him. Like, she doesn't have to, no offense or no nothing against how anybody else chooses to do things, but we just choose, because there's no right or wrong way. We're all just working this thing out, trying to figure out what to do, how to do it. We're taking notes, and we want the next generation to get better. And so,
Oh, it said the wind getting the best of Megan's wig, and it was. Right before I paused it, I noticed that. I hope she got it down good, because it will take it.
His mom, Benjamin's mom, actually my wife, Megan, actually gets a chance to actually raise her child, and she doesn't have to take her child to school and drop him off, or take him to daycare and drop him off when she goes away from home to work, because her work is at the home. And I'm not big on like these stigmas, like stay-at-home wife and or all these type of things, because it's like Megan doesn't just stay at home. Like, she's working from home. Like, it's a whole like job, multiple jobs. She could go get a job somewhere else away from the home, and she would work way less than she works around the homestead and around the farm and around her.
Tim is telling us this like we don't know. I think he's the one that needs to realize what he's talking about. Everybody knows a mom's job is never done. We know that to stay at home and take care of your family all day long is a full-time job. And that's why I gave those statistics a few videos back about the lifespan of a married woman as compared to a single man. Because she will work herself in the ground for her family. And then when you have a slave driver out there who does not even give you the care of making sure that you're good, you're not overworking yourself, then that makes it even 10 times harder. And he's explaining this. I'm sure something has been said about Megan staying at home, but we know that that's a full-time job. We know that's why her hair is stressed out of her head. We know that's probably more than just the diet, part of her weight loss. She's stressed out there. Full-time job. So yes, she would work less at another job than she works at home. But it's common sense. I don't know why he's saying this out loud. As long as Megan is living with him, she's always going to have a hard time. And I know she has to miss being able to pull off of that property and be by herself for hours of the day. She has to. It's no way.
Property and with our family. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all down. Y'all are gonna follow along with Megan.
45 minutes of work. And 3 weeks, you know, and that's the truth. Tim will talk himself up on breaks, and he'll make it seem like, you know, oh, I stopped for this and I stopped for that. So it's grass cutting season because he's having to slow down on this mess that he's doing. And this thing will be drug out probably till the middle of the summer. That skirting, it'll probably be another month and a half to 2 months before that skirting is completed. And those porches probably won't even get started until maybe July, August, if then. He's just dragging it out because he'll tweak his back or sprain his ankle or something again.
The boys, if they do this project, I told them not to work too hard because we're still in that process of recovering from the flu. We've all gotten better and we're doing good. Everybody's feeling good. And this is my second day back to work after the being down for a week and a half.
You know, I don't believe that nobody else out there has never been sick with anything. He only keeps bringing this flu up because it affected him. And he's done so much talking about not allowing illness out there, and that flu almost took him out. So he keeps bringing it up. I know that there have had to be nights where those boys have had some type of fever. And, you know, I was thinking about it. If Megan says she's the only one that didn't get sick, it's because she's the only one that doesn't come into direct contact with those animals. And unfortunately, they let the baby feed that baby sheep. And I don't think his immune system is ready for those animals like that. Then I saw the recent video where they're out there with the pigs and they have him just standing there like he can't get run over by those pigs. But he's just walking around in all that mess like the rest of them. Benjamin is still at the age where he'll touch anything and put it in his mouth. And they don't pay attention to any of that. So, you know, I definitely feel like those animals is what got them sick. And only because Megan does not come in direct contact with them saved her. She only makes those bottles, but they let the baby feed the animal.
And with the flu, and I'm feeling good. Still got a little bit of phlegm that I'm coughing up and sneezing out and things like that. But other than that, I'm good. No sore throat, no fever, no anything. But yeah, so I'm gonna let y'all.
Said the animals and the places that they house them are nasty. It should be outlawed. You shouldn't even be allowed to grow meat like that for yourselves and your kids who have to eat whatever it is you provide for them. That should be illegal because, yes, all types of parasites. Somebody was asking in the comments of the last video about them putting the feed directly on the ground. They do nothing towards hygiene for anything out there. It's like they are the nastiest people on earth and they find ways to up the ante. How can we be nastier in this video? I know we hear the reaction channels talking, but how can we double down on being nasty? Because they never do anything to correct it. It just gets worse. So him showing all these little ditches that he's dug around this structure, like that's helping. Tear it down. Burn the ground over there so that you can start over from scratch and move those pigs. But he won't do it.
I'll hang with them, and I told them not to try to do around the whole house in one day. Just do a little bit, and then get back to the rest of it another day. And while they're doing that, I'll bring y'all along with me later on in the video. I got to get something done about the pigs y'all saw. And I don't know if it was the video before this one, but it was one of the videos before this, whether it was the one immediately before it or a couple videos back. I went down into the hog pen and cleaned up down there. Got the old trailer pulled out that had the wood chips on it, and we sorted our boar hogs that's going to be used for freezer camp to be able to bless our neighbors, bless those in need, and fill our freezers as well. And so I got it cleaned up in there. But now I have about 4 sows, 4 female people.
And there he is still lying, talking about feeding those in need. He'll give to his neighbors because he's probably irritated them so bad. But, you know, past that cooler of meat, he hasn't given anything else out to somebody in need. And then he didn't even follow up with that, so we don't know really how that went. You know, I know it's rumors of the place closing down after he donated meat. I don't know if that's true or not, but he's definitely not giving to those in need. And anybody that's subscribed to him should be holding him accountable for saying that type of stuff and not ever witnessing it. Well, Tim, who have you given to that was in need? Could you please show us that footage? Because we know you record everything. We missed it. We would like to see that.
Pigs in the farrowing barn, and I locked them in there and left them in there. But they're about to have babies, and so I need to get some deep bedding down there and get the mini barn, the farrowing barn, filled with deep bedding so that they'll be able to have their babies and be nice and comfortable in there. And so get everything nice and dry because we've had a lot of rain. That's the reason why.
So that's assault to feed anyone that meat. It is really. It's criminal. I saw someone talking about vaccinations. The animals have gotten no type of care. And when he was having issues with one, he wanted to figure it out for himself rather than call a vet. A vet gets called for nothing. And we know that Tim has the money to do certain things, but it's where he decides he wants to spend the money. And yesterday when I was talking about that hydraulic chair, I was getting to the point that he almost spent just as much on pecans and on that cardboard table as he did for that hydraulic chair. But then you have things like this happening out there. Why are his priorities so warped? Anything that can go in his stomach, he's all for spending money on it. But the care of those animals to me is just like the care of his family. It's not going to make me happy right away, so I don't care. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be the doctor. You know, I know everything anyway. But it should be assault to feed that meat to people.
This grass is starting to pop up and bloom, and everything is greening up so early in the season. But yeah, so let me put y'all down for a minute, and I pick y'all up, or Megan and the boys pick y'all up when they're doing their duty around the house, trying to get all the rocks pulled back so that we'll be able to mow around the house probably in a couple of days. It's been raining so much, and then I pick y'all up as well when I'm down, figuring out how I'm gonna get all these wood chips down into the mini. It's way down there, like 3 or 4 or 5 acres away, and our mini barn is way down that way.
And he's talking about cutting the grass, but you know, their grass isn't even really that tall yet. I think that Tim is just finding a reason to make his family come out and correct his mess. So he's saying he's preparing for mowing, but he see that project is getting away from him. So let me give them a reason why I need for them to come out and do this.
You know, so but we're gonna get this thing figured out. I'm gonna crank the tractors up. We're gonna get the shovels out, and we're gonna have fun, a long fun family farm day. Even though Megan and the boys will be working up here, and I'll be working down the hill or around the whole property at least. So y'all stick around. It's gonna be a fun day, and let's just see what we can get into.
And isn't it amazing that he can find other projects to do when he gives them a tedious job? Oh, I'll be over here doing something while they do that. He can always find something else to do when they have something hard to do. But meanwhile, he'll be laying around the house doing nothing, making meaningless videos and acting like he can't figure out how to make some real content out there. If he would quit calling on his wife and kids, that could be real content for him. You made that mess. Let us watch you clean up that mess. You acted like you didn't realize that those rocks were going to spread. Problem solved and go clean that up for yourself. But no, I got something else more important I can be doing while they clean up my mess.
It's IG Farms. It's all about God. Let's have some fun.
And now here they go. Sending in the troops. They are ready for duty. Like, yes, sir. We're reporting for duty. What do you need for us to do first? And it's raining. Like, you couldn't have picked a worse day. And they work for themselves. They're not even on a time crunch where this has to be done by a certain day. And if the boys hadn't been forced to take a nap, they could have been doing this before the rain even started. They waited and let them take that nap, and then, okay, it's raining. Now it's a good time for you to come out here and move these rocks. Short bus. Very short bus. Po babies. And there's still definitely a work harder and not smarter group of people That shovel, the way he's using that shovel, cannot be doing that job faster. It would be so much easier for them to just bend over and pick those rocks up, even if they have to sit on the ground in that little area and just throw those rocks back to where they belong. Because when they go in the house, the wind is gonna blow them back where they just moved them from anyway. He still doesn't have any type of border up there. And Benjamin just lost in the sauce, like, well, what we doing today?
Boys inside. Now it is full-fledged raining, so we only got maybe a quarter or a quarter of the front side done, but
say those poor children are traumatized. I agree. They have to be traumatized because nothing about the way that they're growing up is normal. You said not to wig in the rain. At least it's getting some water, because whoo, she and that unit have been through some things. And Tim can go and spend money on a hydraulic chair, but will not go and spend money on his wife a new piece of hair. Or to just go and get something done to her natural head of hair, which is what needs to happen before she's completely bald.
And Titus, who was actually tutoring Titus yesterday, they already accomplished all the way to the door. And now we just got this smaller section done. But since it's raining, I sent the boys in, and we're just going to head in and see.
Exactly. Raking those rocks is ridiculous because they're going to just roll right back to where they're pulling them from until he puts a border up there. It's just busy work to clean up his mess, but he's not coming up with a solution to keep them there. And surely he realizes those rocks will just roll right back to where they came from, right? And then with the type of weather that they're having right now, high winds, those rocks will be everywhere. Recovering sick kids in the rain. That too. My goodness. Great catch right there. Everybody's supposed to be healing. Now let's put you out here in the most miserable weather we can. So that, and the type of parents they are, I don't see them saying, go in the house and put on something dry after they get wet. I don't see them doing that. So you're absolutely correct.
If it clears up enough for us to get back out, maybe we can finish the front side today. But since it's rain.
Right. The weird part is he didn't realize they needed a border. I'm mind blown. He ups the ante every time about his lack of knowledge of the simplest of things, but always trying to teach something.
We're pretty much rained out for now, so I'm gonna head back in and get out of the rain as well. Y'all, we are headed back out. The rain has subsided. I think the sun has even come out, so it's almost like summer showers out here, but it's completely stopped raining. No. And we're gonna get back out and see if we can at least finish this front side.
So there Tink is out there by herself, doing her husband's busy work. I don't get it. Like for all of the rocks that he was just scraping in one direction, he still was leaving a pile of rocks behind. Who came up with this plan of like, this is the best way to get them back over there? He left a trail of rocks. For every 10 that he was scooping, he was leaving 2 behind. A whole trail of rocks still on the grass. They're going to end up with a hole in something, especially with Tim operating it.
Everybody chipped few rocks that were just kind of spread out. That if one person didn't get it with the shovel, we had a couple of men coming behind, just grabbing the rocks that were big enough, but still not pushed in by the shovel. So yes, we accomplished our goal for today, and we did not get completely rained out, but it is kind of windy. We still have some more daylight and some more time, so I think that we're going to go ahead and try and get at least this short side done, and that'll be as it starts sprinkling now. But anyway, at least we accomplished our goal for today. If that rain picks up, and I think that it is, we're just gonna have to head back inside, I think.
I look at Farmer John with that shirt tucked. Well, he wants y'all to see his physique.
Getting the rocks kind of moved closer towards the crusher run, closer towards the house, so I'd be able to mow when it's time to mow in a couple days. But now I'm gonna try to get some get this farrowing barn filled up with deep bedding with wood chips. We have big piles, like dump truck loads of wood chips, but they're up towards the front of the property, and so I need to haul them back here, and it'll take too long to just bring one scoop at a time with the tractor. And so y'all have seen me use this trailer before to bring a big amount of wood chips back to the back. So I'm gonna try to use it again. These tires, they're just getting worse and worse. They actually were some good tires, but this
Say what physique? Y'all don't see his physique? He tucking his shirt in so that everybody can see it. Yep, Farmer John. Tucking it in so y'all can see it. He's waiting for some compliments. He set the camera up so he could walk towards it. Like, he modeling for everybody. He's ready for some compliments. And yeah, I saw somebody ask earlier, why did Megan choose him? And then somebody said, you think that he was her first boyfriend? Yeah, that's what we all believe right now. Like, the way they tell the story is she was scared that she was gonna basically, I guess, die with no kids or a husband, and she had gotten to an age where she was pretty much desperate. And here comes Tim to swindle her, and now here she is. So, in my opinion, just my opinion, I believe that she looks at him thinking, dang, what did I do? But, you know, here she is now, so she has to grin and bear it. He has pulled her away from her family and anybody that could just, you know, reach out to help her. So she got to swallow it now, but I think that's why.
Trailer has just been sitting here for a long time.
Yes, she finally caught a lie.
So I'm gonna seal these tires to hold air long enough for me to get to the front of the property, load up with some wood chips, and then bring them on down and bag them in the pig pen and see if I can get this mini barn filled up with some deep bedding. So let's see if we can get these tires aired up first. That's the first step.
Tucking and shucking and jiving, and that's what he is doing. That's what he is doing. Tucking, shucking, and jiving. That's exactly what Tim is doing. I mean, he is tucking like he is proud to be losing weight. Which, you know, I'm not going to hate you. Anybody should be glad that they're reaching their goals, but he is waiting for a compliment. You can just tell the way he be walking towards the camera that, you know, in his mind, he's probably, I'll say with the way Tim acts, he probably thinks he's John Wayne or somebody, because he does nothing that a person his age would do. Everything he does is what an older man would do. So, and then I think that Tim thinks, and this is not being racist, but I think in Tim's mind, he thinks he's an older white man and not a older black man. That's the way he acts. So he has an identity crisis on so many levels, and that's what we see. Yeah, somebody else has said that he did a video saying that she's still working from home, and it's, you know, anything is possible with them. Um, for her sake, I would hope she still has her job, because that means that she did not leave her career, and she still has a plan B if she needs it. It's hard to leave your career and then let so many years get in between you that if you need to pick it back up, people will say, like, you know, you've been out too long and we're looking for somebody with more experience. So from that aspect, I would love for her to still have her position because she's still always covered. But I know that that causes some confusion for how much she already works around the house and then to still be maintaining some type of job. And we've seen him walking into the living room, getting up when he feels like it, walking around the house, opening blinds and stuff. So if that's the case, then that makes it even worse because, you know, I've already said that she gets her day started before the rest of the family, and then her day ends after everybody else's. We've seen him leave Megan up packaging meat that he smoked and not caring. Her going into the midnight hour and him saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a shower and, you know, rest now," like his job is done. So just for a plan B, I would love to know that she does still have her job. But I know she's stressed out all the way around because now you have a boss that's pulling on you, you have a husband that's pulling on you, you have children that are pulling on you, and you can never be there for yourself. And we can physically see she's never there for herself. Megan doesn't look like she goes in the bathroom and does anything for herself. It looked like she goes to sleep, but she doesn't get rest. So that's a double-edged sword, but just for the, he won't replace the wig. No, he bought her that wig, when was it? The middle of last year. And he's going to have to justify spending some more money on Megan anything. Like that, she met her quota for probably the next 3 or 4 years in his book. And it would be a crime if she does still have a job and cannot dictate how she spends money she's bringing into the house, solely bringing into the house, because they all generate income from YouTube, but Tim doesn't generate any income from if she has her college job. But then that also would go to show that she's an administrator and not a professor if she's working from home. Well, am I not? Oh, it is. And then with these tires, he was dry begging. He's begging so hard for somebody to bless him with some new tires. He keeps on saying that he's filling these tires and gonna make them work, like he's stretching it out. But he went and bought a box of pecans when he needed tires on this trailer.
Side are doing good, so we can get at least one tire on the other side. The whole area, we should be able to ride to the front of the property and make it back here. And y'all can see it's starting to rain, so it should be a fun day. Let's get it.
Tim had a box of steaks delivered to his house and he needs tires for that trailer. It just doesn't make sense how he spends money out there. And then didn't he say he had given that trailer to the boys? And he's taking it back now, so he's an Indian giver? Her wig not in the budget? No, it's not. Pro Tink Tink. Oh, he's still talking.
do all those things that you do on the YouTube videos, because you don't want to miss what we have going on around here. There's always something fun going on, from full-length videos to the bonus footage, sneak peek episode trailers, and all those type of things. But if you
Tim says always something fun going on. So us watching him in that pigsty, was that fun? Us watching him trying to air up these old tires, is that fun? Him after pretending like they don't get sick, is that fun? Us watching Megan come home from the hospital and still have to work, stand on her feet, is that fun? We could go down the list of the stuff they do out there. I have not seen anything fun except the day that the boys came home with their bicycles and were able them, or the day that they were all in the swimming pool just at their leisure having a good time with people that don't live there having fun with them. That's been the only fun I've seen out there. Everything else has just looked like torture. Like, oh my God, we have to wake up and we have to act this scene out every day, and we can't even have our own thoughts. If you ask me a question, I can't even say what I really think. It's no fun happening out there.
if you're not familiar with this trailer, this actually is a trailer that my dad gave me probably about 10 years ago, and I've been using this trailer ever since. And it's not roadworthy anymore. I've used it up and wore it out, and so I really don't take it on the road. But it's a good, just little trailer to pull around the farm, drag around the farm sometimes, and get things done. But it's raining pretty good out here, and but I'm gonna still keep on working. I'm actually gonna get out of there right now because it's raining kind of hard, and the sun is shining right behind me, so I can tell that it's gonna stop and the sun is gonna come out. So let me go ahead and look.
Said fun looking in the sewage drain. Exactly. The things that they have done out there. What is he talking about is fun. Us watching them always collecting junk and then taking off truckloads and dumpster loads, or dump loads as he says, full of junk, and then it just steadily growing. Is that fun? Them pulling a smushed rat from up under the bed they used to sleep in. Is that fun? The type of living that they were doing off of that land. Is that fun? Like, what is he talking about? All the fun that they have out there. Tim never even looks like he's enjoying himself. He looks like he wakes up to make somebody else's day miserable. They had a good time looking at brown water. Said, breathe, girl, breathe. Get on my nerves.
Rain pass over, and then we'll go ahead and get hooked up to that trailer. We'll get the tractor, get pulled on down to the...
Yes, sleeping to a toilet. Was that fun? Baby's head's right next to that, and it was a bucket of crap that's not going anywhere, a bucket of hot urine that's not going anywhere. And heaven forbid if their mom was on her cycle. Like, it was way too much going on in that little confined space for him to be talking about us watching them have fun. Her cooking on a grill, them not washing hands or anything else. Never seeing a fresh load of clothes and somebody folding them. We never see things get washed out there. But they say fun. Right, they didn't appear to be having fun at Disney either. They had to work. The boys got excited about that trip, and then they all realized real soon, oh, he's still going to work us. It's still all about him. Clear down to them not getting their little toys that they wanted. You thought you were what? Let this
wood chip
play a
pile,
little bit.
and go ahead and start getting some wood chips loaded onto it.
And then, wasn't this his mom side by side? Some more stolen property. They used it and just never gave it back. It's like, well, since it's here, we might as well just keep it. He never asked her, can I just keep this? He borrowed it and never gave it back. And then him with this, what do you call it? The wrap that goes around the house instead of closing that whole end. Like he says he's driven the life out of this trailer, but he still uses it faithfully on that farm. Why not build it up so that it can last you still some years out there on your property? He doesn't care. What am I missing? Look, got to spread a blanket out. That's what I'm going to call it. To put those wood chips on it. Rather than fix that hole. Always acting like he can't find nothing to do out there but bother Megan. And there's so many things undone out there or half done. They still missing steps to get into that shed shack. Wet wood chips, yep. Soaking wet. And they just still been out in the elements, but he think that he did something so fancy by covering the ones that were on the back of that trailer. But they already wet. He did a moisture seal for those wood chips. And I bet you some of them ended up not tarnishing, mildewing. Had to. You won't ever convince me otherwise. I mean, that trailer is falling apart too. This area over here is not even connecting anymore. It's just flapping. And he won't go out there and fix that type of stuff. But he could. The way that he's tearing up this house, he could fix this right here instead of letting it just completely disintegrate. Let's see if it's still.
Where those wallows were at, and I told you I was gonna come back in and kind of smooth this out, but it's been raining, so I hadn't had a chance to come back in and smooth it out. But over here, where I've got the ground nice and graded,
yeah, the metal has separated, which is sad. And he could do things to restore it, and he won't do that. He just rather keep talking about its former glory, like he doesn't know how to bring it back. Meanwhile, we watching him tear up Emma. It's pitiful. I saw somebody else say something. I wanted to comment on it. I forgot that fast.
And this little hump over here that I built up, and then we cut down into this little swell here, so that water ride on through there and catch that ditch at the end of the mid-barn. I was able to get up on there pretty good, and as you can see, I have a flat tire, so we only we kind of
Somebody said Megan don't kiss those lips. They don't look like they have any type of loving, intimate relationship. I never see it. I'm still surprised about Benjamin. I'm so shocked because I don't see it between them anywhere.
Fighting against that. But this old trailer, I'm going to use it until I tear it up. But I'm pretty close, though, as you can see. But we got these wood chips right here. And I didn't bag all the way to the mini barn because I'm going to use a wheelbarrow. I had a wheelbarrow right here. And then fill the wheelbarrow up with the wood chips. And then just take them in, roll them in, and dump them. And y'all can see the pigs are still in here. All of these ladies. And then you got some babies over there in the corner.
You say that's why she didn't get the flu? I agree.
So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing deep bedded, like real thick, 6 inches thick, something like that. And, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get the wheelbarrow, get the pitchfork, and I'm going to let these hogs out. I'm going to get this gate closed over here. Let the pigs that are in the farrowing barn run around while I get it deep bedded in there. And then when I get done, I'll put them back in there. Because we want them to have their babies in there. Because the pen out here is too small for the little baby piglets. And they'll get out and be all over the place. And so we'll let them have their babies in there, and then let them stay in there for about a week or two, and then we'll let them out. And then the babies at that point, they'll be a little bit bigger, so they won't.
I just saw y'all saying, he said he's going to keep working in the rain. Somebody please hand him a washcloth. Boy. And they probably all needed to be out there doing the exact same thing, just taking advantage of that moment. They're out there by themselves, so let's just take advantage of this moment and hit all the right places. And They should have been walking around the property sanitizing stuff while the rain was coming down, because it needs it. It needs to be a flood out there. They need to start from scratch when it comes to the germs.
Get out so fast. But yeah, let me go ahead and get my supplies and get back to work.
I mean, this is just the nastiest area to me. I wouldn't know how to act if I had to go over there. I would just be like, nice nasty, like, ugh, ugh. Do I have to step over there? Do I have to touch that? Gloves wouldn't be enough. Those boots wouldn't be enough for me to go over there. First of all, the smell is gonna offend you before you even make it all the way over there. But ugh, I just wouldn't be able to do that. Nope, I wouldn't be able to. And I'm surprised to see him doing this job by himself. I'm so surprised. Because this definitely looks like something that he would make his whole family go help him do. A whole hazmat suit. A whole one. Breathing mechanism, everything. I need to be fully enclosed before I go over there. And then the clothes that's underneath, I'm going to have to throw them away when I take the suit off. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know how they do that.
Project for today, but we were able to accomplish getting this front side done so there are no rocks and there is a smooth path for mowing now, at least on the front. I even tried to get out on the side again and it started raining. It just will rain and then it'll stop raining. So the boys are inside, but Tim Sr. is still down in the pig pen shoveling with chips. So I'm going down to check on him, see how he's doing, see if he needs anything. And yeah, so he's still out like a champ. The boys are inside, and now I'm coming out to check on my husband, see what he has going on.
Check on my husband.
It looks like I just saw him headed into the mini barn with a wheelbarrow full. Hey, came to check on you. The boys and I decided to pause with the Alright, okay, I'm gonna go grab my Okay. Okay. I'll grab my
This big, fat, lazy, I know he didn't say they unequally yoked because he out there having to do some work. See, that's what I'm saying right there. It irritates his soul if he sees Megan have a free moment. Now, if she hadn't have come out there, he would have kept doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is working his land, fooling with those pigs that already don't get enough attention. But then he got enough nerve to say that they unequally yoked. What? How many things is it that Megan does inside of the house that he won't even touch because he considers that to be a woman's job? How many things? You know, Tim, I still can't remember all of the things that he said, like what a woman's job was and what a man's job was, but wherever it was that he was supposed to bring is like water and, you know, stupid stuff that the city was bringing them, electricity, all that type of stupid stuff, and that everything else basically was on Megan. Now he's saying that they unequally yoked. He can't hear her because she's not in a pig mess with him. That's crazy. And then she automatically picked up on that and like, okay, let me go and get my... I wish I would. That's the stupidest stuff right there. And I don't understand how a person that subscribed to them, especially a new subscriber, can watch that scene and not get offended. I gotta go back just a second and hear this again. I have to.
Saw him headed into the mini barn with a wheelbarrow full. Hey, came to check on you. The boys and I decided to pause with the Alright.
I don't talk to people outside the pig pen when I'm inside. So that's hint number one right there. You know, I don't allow you to have no downtime. If you walked over here and can film me, that means that you got time to come over here and help me. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab my Okay.
They're unequally yoked. So now that just nullifies everything that he did in that video where he talked about the roles of a man and a woman. Because he's expecting for her to stay equally yoked with him. He does not have to match her, though. He does not have to be equally yoked with her, but she has to be equally yoked with him. And this is his definition of being equally yoked. So, this is about the sorriest creature that I've seen in a long time. He would not know what to do if he lost YouTube, because he has definitely, he's never been a worker. You know, up until this point, Megan carried the brunt of everything, and he expects for that to continue. Now, this is his job. He said he had something to do to keep him busy while they get those rocks. Now, she has to help him with this too, on top of whatever she's been doing in the house, which we know is not cooking, but whatever else has been going on in the house. Ooh, these two right here. My goodness.
Okay. I'll grab my muck boots and head inside. All right, y'all, since Tim doesn't have any talk, Tim Senior at least, doesn't have any talk for someone outside the pig pen when he's inside the pig pen, I'm going to go.
Y'all say, but he records the boys from outside of the fence. Exactly. Exactly. We'll record them doing their whole morning thing, and will not, here, let me help you with this. Or, hey, come grab the camera and let me take care of that for you. I see you straining. I got it. Come hold the camera, Titus. I got it. Come hold the camera, Noah. I got it. Come hold the camera, Junior. I got it. He never does that. He'll record them and watch them strain. Them and his wife. But now he needs to be equally yoked. This is the sorriest man that I know. For anybody that's new to his channel that's over here lurking, y'all need to pay attention to this stuff.
Quickly and grab my muck boots and get a closer look at what he has going on. I'm excited to see the mini barn wood chipped and looking good. I've already had these on once today, but I'll just give them a good shake just in case.
Couldn't be me. Somebody said she cried for her husband, and that she got a husband. But you know, it says to write the vision down and make it plain. She left out some details, and I imagine she's thinking that through now, like, dang, I forgot to mention that particular detail. I left that detail out. I was a little too general with what I asked for. I was not specific enough.
Just a little bit slippery down there. Oh! I could barely make it in the door. I was sliding into the gate from the other side.
Says Tim is not a preacher pastor teacher, neither is Megan. They're they are acting. God is, y'all know my eyes be horrible. God is not in nothing they do or say. And he's not. They just out there playing with God and playing with God's children. And the Christian community will fall for anything if you say God. If you're not strong enough in the word, just because a person says God, will fall for anything. And that has to be what's keeping them successful over there, because they say God. I watched that preaching that he did earlier today, and I'm going to do a reaction to that. And I feel like, because I said yesterday or whenever it was, that they need to sit around the table and do Bible study together, because his translation of the Bible was, whoo, now he wants to preach, and still was being himself, thinking that he's making something clear. And so I definitely have to do a reaction to that, because you're out there saying God and playing with God, and your interpretation is so far off. And you're miseducating somebody playing with God.
Oh, yeah. 2 legs.
What is this? Never give up. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Working it down.
Good.
One scoop at a time, one wheelbarrow at a time.
Oh, yeah. It looks good. You're working this wheelbarrow load down. Oh, trailer load down with the wheelbarrow. Let me look in the mini bar and see.
Yep. Working my way in.
Oh, yeah. Looks good. I haven't gotten this close to the baby pigs yet either.
You say as far as you're Christian, and as far as you're concerned, they're not. They doing a lot of playing out there. That's for sure. A lot of playing out there. And I don't think Tim knows any better, but I know Megan does. And she's just teetering on the edge right there, doing so much playing and letting him play in her face. She knows better. So she will be held accountable for that, because they're doing way too much playing out there. It is scary to have a platform where anybody can click on here and watch it, and you're teaching foolishness. That's not cool. Now, for so many people to be blind, it's so much stuff happening out here in the world that is like, if 5 years ago you had no knowledge of it, you do now. You know how people are becoming rich off of the backs of others, scheming people, scamming people. And so you should be able to see that now. There are too many prominent preachers who in recent years have gone down for playing with people, taking people's money, enslaving people, just playing with people, taking full advantage of people. And he still has so many supporters. It's scary.
What's on the biggies?
I'm gonna do this section and fill this section up.
Okay.
And then that way I can be working that way and be on clean ground.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So you dump and then step into something clean.
So once I get this filled up.
See, I would have told him I'll talk to you when you come out. I would have said the same thing. Since you can't hear me from over there, then I'll tell you when you come out. Never mind, I'll tell you when you finish. Don't worry about it. I didn't say nothing. Since you can't hear me from over there, then I got you when you come back over this way. But you be talking about, let me go get my... What? If you don't step and fetch yourself back in that house.
Once I get this part filled up right here, once I get this all filled up right here, then I'll push the wheelbarrow to the edge where the wood chips in, and then dump it right there. That's why I'll never be on mucky ground the whole time.
That makes sense. Got a good plan going. I actually remember to duck.
Oh yeah, we're in the kitchen now. Get ready for some fresh bacon seeds.
Oh yeah, sounds good to me.
Some baby piggies.
Tim's doing a great job out here in the mini barn. I'm glad I
said, speaking of subscribers, people will fall for anything. They will. And that's why I felt like it was so important to speak up and say something. Because even though we all can see, I do know that there are people who think differently. And not because they have different views, but because maybe the thought process is not there. And so they have to be shown. They have to be educated. Sometimes you have to open up people's eyes for them. Because they can think that they're following something good, the same as with Jim Jones, until they realize, like, wow, oh my God, you know. And when your eyes open, sometimes it's way too late. So there are some people that are following blindly just because, you know, out of spite. I've been watching them for this long. They probably have sunk a lot of money into Tim and Megan and don't want to be made to feel bad about that. So I'm just going to stay over here. Meanwhile, they really, you know, feeling some type of way about what's going on. But, you know, pride. I'm going to be over here. How dare you talk about them? You can prove them wrong. They can hear something and know that you're right and still would just fight for what's wrong because they've been doing it for so long. Doubling down on stupidity. Being birds of a feather. That's what I see, birds of a feather. What is it? Watch them until yeah, we all used to watch at some point. You know, everybody's stint over there was different, but we all had a brief stint, maybe an extended stint. But when you see, you cannot unsee. You can never unsee. You can't go back to sleep. There's not enough sedatives in the world to make you fall back asleep after you see what's going on out there, or better yet, what's not going on out there. Nothing dealing with God's work is going on out there. No charity has happened. He has been given what he said were God-given visions, and the season changes really fast, and then you never even see the vision come to pass. So is he being a false prophet? Is he lying and saying God gave him a vision that he really was not given? He was called to the ministry. Now he's retired from the ministry. Now he's called to animals. That's what he said. He's called to animals now. He's not called to people anymore. So the subscribers need help. Somebody needs to just be like, wake up.
came and checked on him, and I will report to the boys that he's doing great. And the mini barn's looking so good. I forget how good it looks when it's like wood chipped and like the corrals on the outside, and just how everything is set up so well in the mini barn, even though it was one of our...
So I would never see how demanding he was for Megan and Sane, but bow down to other people. And that's what I'm talking about right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Because we have seen him have people come out there and it's yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And then with other people, you're trying to clown them. You're trying to take their kindness for weakness. Um, because somebody is extending the God part of them, you want to take advantage of that. But you will only try certain people. You only respect certain people. And that's, I don't know how you can watch episode after episode of this and not start putting the pieces together. Because, it wasn't the first time, because the first time I ever saw them was Emma being delivered. So, you don't really know what's going on. But probably after their third show, I'm like, something is off. Something is very off with them. And then I just paid attention to his dynamic with his wife before the children, just his dynamic with his wife. I'm like, he does not treat her well at all. And back then, Megan was more bubbly than she is now. So I'm like, you have this woman that seems like she's giving her best, giving her all to her family. That's what it looked like back then. She definitely shortcuts on her children, but she's giving her all to Tim. And he just takes that and runs over her. He doesn't take it with gratitude. So yeah, him running over people, I don't see how they don't see that and be offended with other people. You can't say you're a Christian and then be okay with somebody being cruel like that on purpose, just being part of their personality, and then got enough nerves to brag about it. I fire people. New money. He can say whether he wants to hire somebody or not. So now he wants to use that and be mean with it. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't see how they have so many supporters that never watch a reaction channel and just go, you know what? It's something to what you just said. No, they want to argue about everything you say. Like they don't see any of it. So either you're choosing to be blind or you really are blind. If you're choosing to be blind, that's what's scary. Because you know better. Well, I'm pointing at the
first structures, and we literally did it ourselves with material that we found, material we had, material that Tim went and literally tore down. So it really is special to us because it's where we came up from, where we started. But it just amazes me how efficient it is. And
Mama Drew for J9, thank you so much for the super chat. I just saw it, but thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Once we get it cleaned up and wood chipped and working like we designed it to work, it's just amazing. So I love going in there when everything's good and set up like it's supposed to be.
Says IG is a prison drama grift. This is Orange is the New Black. And I've never even watched Orange is the New Black. I want to watch it. I know I would be way late on it. But I never watched it when it was popular because I had opened up a salon and I just didn't, have time for television. But I would like to binge watch it just to, when people talk about it, I can understand the context of what they're talking about. So me saying that, I'm just throwing out a name. But yeah, it's like a prison show. Especially with how the boys are confined to their rooms. They're all confined to that property. How you have the prison guards that guard the yard. It's like a sniper is out there. If you go to that locked gate, something might happen to you. So it's best you stay over here. You can't go past this line right here, or it's gonna be a problem. That's what I see when I watch what's going on out there. And you have scenes set up here and here and here. This is where we're going to work at today. This is where we're filming today. This is the subject matter for today. This is, you know, what we want people to believe for this season. But it's just filming entrapped people, people that can't escape, people that will forever be behind those locked gates until somebody rescues them or until Megan wakes up and decides to rescue everybody. Something has to give. But I feel like it's a prison drama as well. And those prison sermons that he gives, you can tell like it's somebody that just studied in jail and gained enough knowledge to make it seem like he know what he's talking about. But when you actually listen to him, you realize he's misquoting stuff. His interpretation is off, and it doesn't even align with what he's talking about. He'll make a scripture work for what he's talking about. But that's Timmy Tim Tim. I mean, look at the side of this bucket. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see the side of that bucket? And all that nastiness that's up on the side of it. I can't imagine animals living like that, and I'm saying I'm going to eat them. This is their everyday. Like they eat and breathe all of this environment, and you're going to consume that meat? I don't get it. It has to be illegal. I know it's got to be all types of stuff breeding down in that area. Ugh. Nasty like them, right? Ugh. Does it say? Where is it at? I lost it. I wanted to read. Tim's vocabulary is fun, farm, fresh day, crushing. Farm, fresh. Wait, where was it at? Fun, farm, fresh day, crush and run. That's his vocabulary, pretty much in a nutshell. And that's the season that they're in. So they can't speak outside of that. You know, Tim Jr. couldn't speak up and say, I'm not feeling good today. It's got to be about crush and run. Or, you know, this amazing siding that we putting up. Or, you know, the biggest, baddest porch that's going to be built in 2 years. It's like, yeah, that's his vocabulary right now. Goodness. That's another great point, that the pigs are underneath their leach field. So if it's not bad enough that they're living in their own excrement, they're also getting the family's excrement. That's why I'm saying, like, that land needs to be burned. It needs to be singed, and it needs to start over. Somebody needs to set ablaze from one corner to the next corner. I think the only safe corner out there might be the pond, or we'll just say the front part of their property. To me, that would be the only safe area. But from where those wood chips start on back, just go straight across the property. From the wood chips on back, it needs to be burned, and they need to start over. Because they lived out on that land before they had Emma. And in my mind, I don't see them always going to the bathroom in that bucket. I just don't. I don't think it's convenient enough for your family to be in this little space and that's where you go. Now, Tim probably don't care, but I just see things happening behind trees out there. So, to me, they have just like icked up that entire piece of property from the pond on back. Nasty. Ugh. Let's see. Can y'all smell something stinky? Yeah, we can smell. It's smell-o-vision. We can smell it through the TV.
Kind of got rained out, and I just got done getting the side-by-side parts, getting the trailer unhooked and everything. And I'll show y'all what the trailer looks like now. Show y'all how much of this, how much of the wood chips I got shoved out. I got the trailer parked over here, and it started pouring.
Say the pond be full of algae. True, true. They probably have icked that up too. I was trying to save some part of that land out there, but you're right. A lot has happened around that water too. You know, he's did target practice on his pet alligator a few times. Um, he has claimed to see other animals out there. He's had to throw that stuff out there to supposedly kill whatever, you know, the vegetation that lives in it. So yeah, he's had a chance to mess that up too. So you're probably correct. I have to agree with you.
Damn rain, and so at that point I just stopped recording and got the work done. But it's pretty dark. But as y'all can see, all of the wood chips are gone off of the trailer, and I put the wheelbarrow and tools back here. I gotta get those put in the barn as well. But all those wood chips that we shoved on.
So do you remember when Tim and Megan said that their pigs don't smell? And they said this when they were going to set up, yeah, that grill over there. So I had done a reaction to that because that was my whole issue, was like Tim talking about having, because he was supposed to be doing the porch, and then he decided to put a halt to that. So he was saying, well, we still can have fun up under the covered part of the shed shack. And I'm like, but how can that be fun when it's right beside where the pigs are being housed right now? So now you got that smell coming straight into where you're saying you're going to be cooking, where you're going to have picnic tables and stuff set up, which, you know, he did one episode trying to pretend like they were going to do that. It never happened. But that's how desensitized yeah, that he is to how they live out there. And he has to be called out to even see, like, it's something wrong with that. Normal people don't live like that. Nobody wants to be where dropping stuff, where they can smell and look at the pigs while you talking about cooking food. We already know that they don't sanitize anything out there, but are you serious? You really want to be beside those pigs while you're cooking food for your family? The wind can just blow anything over there. Like, let's pretend like it don't smell. There's still something right there that could come be blown over here at any given moment, because everything is outside. There was nothing in between them to like keep stuff from coming over there. Like, no, just nasty. So yeah, he gonna lie and talking about they don't have a smell. The lies you tell, like, I was raised in the country. Part of us going to the fair, you know, where you can ride the rides and stuff, is that they would have the FHA side, which is farmers. The farmers run that side. You smell every animal over there, and every animal has a distinct smell. But when they all come together, whoo. So if you're raising animals, you know what they smell like. Oh, they smell like a pig. Oh, they smell like a goat. Oh, they smell like a cow. Oh, they smell like a horse. They all smell different when they, you know, use the bathroom. But all of that coming together, and they have multiple out there. Chickens have their own smell. Like, they all, and it's all bad. Nobody, and these are clean people that know how to raise their animals, they still had a smell. So you're telling me that the way y'all live out there, y'all's animals magically don't have one, when the cleanest of clean people, their animals have a smell? I don't know who Tim think he be talking to. Like, I can't even put it into words, because I don't understand how he thinks that people actually be believing the stuff that he says. but he does. That's what he thinks.
Then we scooped on with the tractor, are gone. And y'all not gonna be able to see in the mini barn on there. But
so is this where he needs the soap and the hand towel? Somebody needs to throw him a bar of zest, and he needs to use the whole bar. Don't come back in this house until that whole bar is gone. I need you to get back here, rinse it off, get back here again, rinse it off. I'm talking about that neck. Get back here, rinse it off till that whole bar is gone. I need for you to exfoliate. Get those arms that's always looking oily and greasy. I need for you to get these armpits that's always leaving stains on your shirts. Do not come back in this house till that bar soap is gone from you using it on your body. That would be me. Petty.
They're all in there spread out, and everything is looking good in there, and all the pigs should be ready to have babies. The parent one barn is set and ready to roll, and we're getting it. It's like we had a short little sickness, but it's like I took a couple days off, but right after that it was time to get rolling, and I gotta get these animals taken care of. I got the pigs taken care of. I got a few things I need to do with the sheep, and then I can get back started on renovations, which I know all of y'all are waiting for.
Right, saying like if the animals are not close to you, but the wind comes a certain way, it's still gonna bring it right where you are. Yeah, so you'll know, ooh, it's some horses somewhere. Man, it's some pigs somewhere. Of course you're gonna hear them, but just, we'll pretend that they're being quiet and that wind come through. You know that type of animal is somewhere around, and they all have distinct smells. So I don't know why Tim would say that and think that people will believe in it. It was said for a reason, because we know animals have a smell. And you're talking about cooking right beside these animals because you wanted to put off building this biggest, baddest porch and still pretend like, oh, we still can, have fun family time. Beside the pigs, the tainted pigs, the sick pigs, the pigs that live in their own mess. Ugh.
And so, yeah, but gotta get these few little farm projects done, and then we can move back to some renovation stuff. But yeah, it's still lightning and thundering out here a little bit, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get back in, but I want to just show y'all what it looks like down here. Let me see if we can see in here. Might be able to get a glimpse of what it looks like. Got all the pigs back in here. They're nice and happy. And let's see if y'all can see. You can see a little bit, but it's wood chips.
Who wants a farm that's 2 feet away from the house? Exactly. They talked about the next project after the porches and stuff was a barn dominium. And I don't think that they realized that that's meaning that part of your house is attached to the things that happen in a barn. And it could just be equipment in there, but it also could be stalls for animals. And that's just a little too up close and personal for me. But they're on a small piece of land when it comes to owning animals. And that's why I was questioning, why would they not be living towards the front of their property if the animals were going to be like they are? Because they're literally living amongst their animals. And I've never seen that before. We didn't have a farm growing up. We had a garden, but the surrounding people had farms. So you just grow up seeing how people do, and nobody was living amongst their animals like that. The only animals that I remember, like this one guy, his chickens were free range. This is back before they were saying free range. But he had no grass because they just kept it, I was like, why he don't ever have grass? And my grandfather, taught us that the chickens keep the grass like that. But all his other animals locked up somewhere far away. Now you can still smell them, but they weren't living amongst their animals like they do. And I just can't imagine that. You can't go in the house and get away from it. There's an area where I live, when you drive past it, it's got to be cows and horses over there because that's what I smell coming through. I can see the horses, but it has to be cattle over there too because of the smell. and it's so strong that it permeates through your car. So I can't imagine what the inside of that house smells like. They already are horrible with hygiene. We see what that chair looks like, so we know it has to have an odor. We don't know what the mattresses have gone through. We don't know what the sofas have gone through. And one of y'all had mentioned like the towels that are on certain seats in the sofas. Who knows what happened? The reason that those towels are there, but odors are being left behind. On top of the fact that you are living amongst animals that have their odors, it just has to constantly smell out there, like you're never escaping it. So my house would have had to be at the front of that property if we were going to have all this going on at the back of the property, including the spray for their septic tanks. Like, it's just too much going on right there where their house is.
All the way through out there. Y'all remember when we did the water drainage? This little swale here, this little ditch. I don't know if y'all can tell, but the water is running through that swale all the way down to here. And it's been raining pretty good, so that water is flowing pretty good through that swale that we dug, and that water is headed straight on out of there. Let's see if y'all can see over here. I know y'all probably can barely see anything. But I'm pretty wet, pretty tired, hungry, and I'm ready to get in here and get a shower and shut it down for the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it in for today's video. I gotta get this gate here closed up and back secured just in case one of the pigs escape. But as far as this video, that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed seeing Megan and the boys get prepared for mowing season and getting all those rocks closer to the crusher run and closer to the house. And hopefully y'all enjoyed seeing us farm, because this is IAG Farms, right? And that's the foundation of what we're doing, working with our hands so that we can have something. It says, let him move still no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands so he can have something to give to those who have need. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. And so that's what we're doing.
Say they're content thirsty out there. They are content thirsty, but the sad thing is they don't have to be. And like I said, I'm not giving Tim any type of suggestions, but there's so many things that he could do out there to film and get genuine interest. But he would have to change his MO, like his whole everything, his approach would have to change for them to draw in people that want to see organic, genuine content. He's pretending, and it's horrible. Content thirsty, like they're in the Sahara Desert thirsty for content out there, but it's because of the direction he's going in. Tim is running out of ideas because he doesn't know the Bible well enough to keep that charade going. He has worn out those same few scriptures that he had been using, so he had to switch it up. He's like, I don't want to study the Bible, because they could be doing Bible study. He won't pull out his Bible and read from it. He can quote a scripture. He won't pull out his Bible and read from it. Tim does not read from the Bible. So he was going to have to switch up that content some type of way. And so now they thirsty. They don't know what to do.
We're working with our hands so that we can have something to give those who have needs, so that we can encourage somebody, so that we can bless other people, and so that our family can dwell in this realm of abundance, this realm of more and more abundance.
Okay, so that was it for that one. I'm going to sit and talk to y'all for a minute. That was the main thing that I wanted to cover. Like I said, I did watch the him preaching. And since this live has been so long already, I don't want to start another video because it'll just make it that much longer. So I'm going to do a reaction to it. But, I almost started not to do this reaction first and to do the preaching live because I didn't realize it was out. And I watched it right before we went live. I was like, dang, I should have done this one instead. Because Tim just up there talking, sounding crazy, sounding uneducated, and just talking. They didn't have the soap. Ooh, yeah, he could have gone and gotten that dish soap for all I care, like wash. And that dish soap is probably what he needs to get rust off of his neck because, you know, it works a little bit harder than the body soap. Body soap would be too that's like preventive maintenance, but Tim needs something that's going to attack it first and then start on the preventive maintenance. He needs something that's going to go down into his pores and pull all of that dirt and smell out. Then you can get started on the regular stuff that everybody else use. Ugh. Stay in the way. Can't stay in the way. He says boys. He has so many things he says that just irks me. Crunk, bag up, for real. Oof, dollar. So many things he says out of his mouth that just like, oh Lord, we gotta listen to him talk today. Goodness. One and only Honeybee, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Everybody that has sent me one, I appreciate you so much. Y'all don't have to do it, so I really appreciate it. Turn this fan on. Y'all might hear my fan in the background. You notice he can't count. Yeah, and he's had to admit while talking that he is not good with math because he knows that he'll slip up and try and say something that we'll catch. It's like, no, that's not right, Tim. And Megan has had to correct him about his math, so he left that alone. I think he can read to a certain extent. Like, you know, he's at a grade level, and I don't know what that grade level is, but it's not advanced. I think he can read just, you know, whatever age it was that he stopped paying attention in school and started wanting to run the streets and be with his friends. That's where his education stopped. So, you know, it's low. I feel like his reading level is low. He can call out little words though, but yeah, he definitely lets Megan do the brunt of all of that. And you know, if you're not a strong reader, you're definitely not going to pull your Bible out. So he had to switch up his MO because I know I have talked about him not pulling that Bible out and reading from it. And then they did Bible study, and he's allowing Megan to read from her Bible, and he's still not cracking his Bible open. So are you saying that you don't want to teach people to study their Bible, like actually cracking it open and reading from it? Or are you scared that you're not going to be able to read those words in the Bible? Like, what's going on, Tim? You say the mods are fast. So I don't have any mods. I probably need some. I don't know. Like, whatever messages are redacted, the YouTube is doing that. It's not even me. And it's been doing it since my first live. And I don't know. I probably need to get with somebody and see if it's something I can do in my settings to change it. What does it say? It says, so basically, your YouTube channel is to criticize other people who are trying to live a positive life. Find something more, what? Edifying to do. Made me strain my eyes to read that. What's the name? I gotta get the name. Well, your name don't matter. I'm not gonna highlight you no way. Why are you over here then? You have watched probably the entire live and now you want to speak up. So did you enjoy what I had to say? You're one of those very ones I'm talking about that can watch this foolishness out here and support it. You should feel some type of way, but you don't. So birds of a feather. So whatever I just said about Tim, I'm going to say for you too, because clearly y'all think alike. And for whatever reason, you took out the time to peck out what you just said like I care. You actually put that down here like it was going to affect me and change my thinking or hurt my feelings or make me feel some type of way. I'm 51, knocking on 52 years old. At no point will your little words make me change how I feel. Ever. You need to go crack your Bible open and read it and then go and ask yourself, do you see this man doing those type of things? That's what you need to do. Just living is not enough when you out here miseducating people, when you're abusing your family on for the world to see. Just living is not enough. That's the problem, people wanting to be entertained and not holding people accountable. But the minute that something happens out there, you'll be the first one. You know, I was starting to see some stuff out there. No, you wasn't. Nope, you was riding the bandwagon. You were happy to just be a part of this foolishness out there. That is exactly what's wrong. So don't come on here talking about what your platform is built on, because you're sitting up here listening to it. It's no way that me at my grown age is going to sit somewhere and listen to something that's not giving me what I want. Because guess what? That's your opinion that you're free to. I'm also free to mine. So you need to just move on around, because you haven't changed anybody's mind over here. Y'all be acting like you can strong arm people. Like, y'all need to wake up. There's so much stuff going on in the world today and y'all want to protect foolishness. Did you speak up when Junior didn't get the same amount of shoes that his brothers got? That was okay for you? Did you speak up when his mom was having to do that caulking while he sat his fat self down somewhere talking about his fears? And don't get me started down the list of his shortcomings that he films for everybody else to see and then sit up here and try and take up for him. Boy, y'all be having nerve. A lot of nerve. Get me started. Shoot. I already have enough issues with the stuff Tim and them do out there. And then you got enough nerve. You had the nerve. Please. I just don't understand it. Tearing people down. They tearing themselves down. For every stupid video they make, they bring that up on themselves. It's crazy that you can watch what he does on this screen and out of your mouth repeat what you watch, and then now somebody got a problem with it, like he wasn't the one that did it. He has those pigs living in worse filth than what they have to be. That's not made up. I didn't make that up. That's what he did in this right here. He put loose rocks out there. He put loose rocks out there on his property, created a situation that was unnecessary, and now have his family out there cleaning it up. Now, because I repeat what I see on the screen, that's a problem? Boy, y'all are weird. Weird people. Very weird people. But I got time today. I don't understand people. I don't get it. Do you know how many things are on YouTube that I'm not interested in, so I don't watch it? You know, the whole conversation with Big E. I said I would probably never watch any of his content just because I'm not into that. I don't know anything about them, so I would never say anything negative. I was actually feeling bad for a possible victim. But other than that, it's like, you know, I see what his content is. He's doing well in life, but I wouldn't watch that because it's not something for me. But I wouldn't go over there to his channel and then start, ooh, why he doing this and why he doing that, when I already know it's not something that I'm into. Make it make sense. You're not into what we talking about over here. It's real easy for you to keep scrolling, or it should have been. And if you didn't keep scrolling, then that means you heard something truthful over here that held your attention. Unless you're Tim. Trying to keep up with y'all's comments now. Trying to get down off my soapbox. And so many comments, like sometimes it's hard for me to focus on every comment. So I try and highlight, you know, what these eyes will pick up on. So I guess it was meant for me to see that one. I guess so. Getting on my nerves. I mean, had his mama up on a ladder caulking. that video irritates me to this day. Or them going and helping her to pick out fixtures and treating her like she wasn't there. And y'all got enough nerve to take up for this man. He still got her side by side at his property like it's his. He has her family Bible, her heirloom in his bedroom like it's his. He does not have the best relationship with any of his family members. And y'all talking about what? You taking up for what? A family that's just trying to what? You said, girl, breathe. Okay. Because I would go on and on and on. Like, you got the nerve. I get on here and talk about Tim. But the same argument could be made for the subscribers. We choose not to talk about y'all. But, you know, if you, what does it say, a hit dog a holler? So, you felt some conviction somewhere. Goodness gracious. All right. I'm going to leave it alone, I think. J Melody, thank you for the super chat. I must be quiet, y'all. You said you speak the truth. I definitely try to. I hold myself accountable for what comes out of my mouth. And if I feel like I'm not telling the truth, then I will either back off the subject or not even bring it up at all. And, you know, that's why I try to keep my iPad close by, because sometimes we could be talking about things that I need, well, let me, you know, fact check that real quick. And I try to as much as possible, because it's no way that I could be up here talking about the lies that Tim tell and then I'm, you know, over here doing the same thing. And that's just not my character. So, got his nerve. They, or she, whoever that was. The purple gown? What y'all talking about, the purple gown? What is the purple gown about? Yeah, yes, calling out false pastors. And that's my problem, is people claiming to be Christians themselves, claiming that they study the Bible, and then wanting to condemn you for holding somebody accountable for what they literally are not doing. Make that make sense. So maybe you don't study your Bible either. Maybe you're a pretender like Tim. Maybe you're okay with seeing what he's doing. Maybe you want to see it work for him so you can do the same thing. Like, it just has to be birds of a feather. You'll never convince me of anything else. Let's talk about the brother that lives in his mom's house, and he's what? Scared to go back over there, and that's why he doesn't see. Yeah, his brother's presence has run him off, and that's good for Grandma Lily because she don't have to put up with Tim's foolishness. But it also says a lot about the man he is. If somebody is going, he know is going to hold him accountable, he's not going to come around. But in his mind, he's right, and he's going to convince people around him that he's right, and they're wrong. But what is the common denominator? Him. Tim is the common denominator. So his whole family is wrong, and not him. The convicted felon is the one that's doing the moral high ground now. Goodness. And I'm not saying convicted felon like people can't change, but I haven't seen it in Tim. He's just evolving. How can I be a new scammer? How can I, get a new high of scamming going on? How can I change my MO up a little bit so that they don't see me coming? I do not believe that he changed. I believe he was institutionalized. Yeah, I see what y'all talked about. I want to say it and get the video taken down, but I see what y'all are talking about. He thinks he's in the 10 Commandments. Yeah. Yeah. You have to obey Tim's commandments. Those commandments were written for him. Let's see. What have I missed? Y'all talking about soap. I'm not going to touch on that. Although he does, I spoke up on the version of soap I'm going to talk about, but I see y'all. I'm not going to do it so we can keep the video up. The love of money is the root of all evil. Yes. The love of money. And people misquote that so often because they say money is the root of all evil. And it says the love of money. What will you do for money? How far will you go to get money? Who will you hurt for money? Do you have boundaries when it comes to money? The love of money is the main part of that whole thing. And Tim definitely loves things. Money. I spent this for this and I got this and I was able to get that. And, that him being able to brag like that does justice for him. And I don't know who can't see that. He showed us his salon chair. Nothing for Megan. We've yet to see a video where he bought something for Megan. Now, I know that he said that chicken coop was for her, but come on. Come on. Like, he has not bought his wife anything. They went shoe shopping for the boys. We didn't see anything for Megan. There was a video where Tim was clearly putting on new shoes. You could tell that his, what he calls muck boots, were new. He went and got some brand new eyeglasses. Like things that he needed for him. We have not seen those type of things for Megan. She was able to get a hairpiece for vacation, and she's having to reinvent the wheel just to keep it on her head. And he only got that because her hair was being talked about, because he was making it come out of her head. Making her lose her hair, stressing her out. So, Tim. Let me see. Yeah, she's probably already had a breakdown. I think she'll have one as well, but she's probably already had a breakdown. And then some of y'all have said you noticed her shaking in the last video I covered. To me, like, you know, if you've ever had the shakes, like my only experiences with having the shakes was either hungry, like have gone too long without food, or medication. And I'm an asthmatic, so I used to take inhalers. Like I don't have issues with it now because I learned my triggers and stay away from them. But growing up, if I took any type of my medication for asthma, it would give me the shakes. So I don't know if Megan is on any medication, but they don't get up eating. So she very well could have had the shakes from just like, it's that time of day where my blood sugar is low and I need to eat. But they have so many things that happen before a meal. So, it could have been that was why she was shaking. But if not, then she's on the verge of a breakdown. Her nerves are getting away from her and she can't control them. Yes, albuterol. Have me shaking, especially, if it's say a couple of pumps and you're going to have to do more than that to get it under control. Now you got the shakes. It's just like you couldn't control it. So, she could have some medication that's giving her the shakes, but, it's either that or hunger or she about to snap. And then that'll be an episode. And then if she snaps, what would the subscriber say then? That we wrong? That we still gonna be wrong if Megan end up on snaps? Wait, what are y'all saying? About when she denied she was pregnant? Some people shake when they're angry. That's true too. That's very true too. Did she look angry to y'all in that particular scene? Do y'all think that she was angry? It could have been shaking from that. Yeah, that albuterol will have you shaking, and it's nothing you can do to control it. Literally nothing. You just have to, let it settle into your system, and eventually it'll stop. But you're gonna be shaking until you get it under control. Let's see. Tim has been out of prison for 12 years now. What work with his hands has he done to help anybody? Only seen him give nasty meat one time. Exactly. He's only given meat one time, but he makes it seem like he has donated so much. They haven't donated clothing to anybody, which I wouldn't want their clothes after they use them because they literally get all of the use out of their clothes. I remember them throwing that changing table out that, to me still had life in it. Tim was not able to sit on it or anything, so it still had the life in it. They threw it out. You know, Tim them, they never appeared to be people who had a lot of fancy things in their house. But that changing table managed to make it through them, and they still didn't think somebody could use this. They threw it in the trash. Meanwhile, we just saw that barber chair, the old one, outside. He's found a use for it out there. It's junk, but he won't throw it away. Pimping, pimping feeds the community, according to Ike Joe Jackson team. He would make you think he's out there feeding the community, but then when you ask him when did this happen, that's when the truth comes out. He can't give you a time or date other than the one that he recorded. One. He can't tell you anything that they've given out. A hard time. That's all that he gives out is a hard time. You say adjusting Benjamin to make him look camera ready. Yeah, it's a lot of staging going on out there, and that's why I questioned that school scene yesterday, because the minute he went outside and he has his camera facing him like this, and you can just see Benjamin in the background. Tim literally just came outside and Benjamin is already in the door. Then y'all wasn't in class, because we know Benjamin does not. First of all, he was in the crib, but then he does not roam around the house by himself. So that means all of y'all walking around. So, you know, I had already said when he came around that corner, you could see Titus trying to hurry up and open up his Bible. And he had opened it up to the chapters of the Bible, the index. So it's like, then because of where his dad is standing, you can see him cut his eyes like, is he there? Yes, he is. He is. The scene has already started. You were a little late. But very staged out there. Yeah, he's trying to grow out those bald spots, but it needs to be treated. And then, to be honest, because those are kids, their hair should be coming back easily. He may have already neglected it to the point that they're going to have issues with that, because we watched that fester for too long and it wasn't being dealt with. Then he, instead of cutting it down and, you know, addressing what's going on with their scalp, they just started letting it get longer and longer. But then you can still see the gaps, like through the hair growing, you can still see the thin areas. So he may have already waited too late to correct that for them. Junior has a whole spot missing, like right here. And when you go back, because I did go back and look at older videos, they have Tim's hairline, which he has a weird hairline, but they still had a hairline. And now it's just, you know, hit or miss. So he probably waited too long to do anything about it. And other than keeping it cut down, who's to say that they are treating it? They possibly could still be dealing with the same thing. Out there researching how to lose weight, but not how to be clean. So we've seen they're sick with some type of animal flu is what I'm going to say. They had ringworm is what we're assuming that the boys are dealing with. Have they had any other type of diseases run rampant out there? We know they were infested with fleas or whatever at one point. Ringworm, bird flu, swine flu, what's next? Exactly. They're being attacked left and right. It's something's gonna come from eating those pigs. That's something is going to come from ingesting those pigs. Yeah, they had that infestation of the fleas. Um, I'm sure we're forgetting something, but it's cast iron stomach. They're gonna need one to eat those pigs. The fleas ate the hair out. That's possible too. You know, if those fleas are still out there, we really don't know what is eating at the boys. And it's sad. Something is, though. I hope they don't have permanent hair loss. It will cause it, and their hair is not coming back. Like, for each haircut, their hairlines are not getting stronger. So, he might still have time, but I don't know. Like I had told the story before, my son got ringworm in, I think it was either kindergarten or first grade. I want to say kindergarten. Could have been first grade though. But anyway, they had a sandbox on the playground at school, and the neighborhood cats was using it like a litter box. So I had told him, do not play in that sandbox. You can play on anything else out there. Don't play in that sandbox. But tell your kids what not to do, and they're gonna go and do it. So that's what he did. He came home full of sand in his hair. So I shampoo his hair that night, but the damage had already been done from it sitting on his scalp just at school. And I don't remember which side of his head it was, but it was on one side of his head, and it just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I took him to his medical doctor. The medical doctor prescribed something oral, but he told me I can give you a referral to a dermatologist, and they can give you something topical that would treat it faster. So I took the referral because I'm like, we gotta, get on top of this. And they prescribed a shampoo, and I don't remember the name of the shampoo, but it was like a pinkish reddish color, if anybody in the medical field knows. And he said the directions was to use it twice a day. So I was shampooing his hair 4 times a day. So I doubled what they told me to do. And it cleared up just like that. And his hair came back. And when his hair started coming back, it was thin, but it was coming back. Then it eventually filled all the way in. But, I just kept up that regimen of keeping it shampooed until not it just cleared up, but until his hair looked like I wanted it to look. Had I not been on top of it, he would have had permanent hair loss in that area. And I feel like Tim and them have waited too long to do anything about whatever is going on. And I still don't think that they are necessarily handling it. Good night to whoever said good night. I saw good night. I'm missing stuff. I'm going to be quiet here in just a minute, too. I don't never go live as often as I say I'm going to, but when I get on here, it's hard to get off. I don't know how to be quiet and stop after I get started. Megan is definitely afraid. Most women move fluidly in their kitchen. Megan has to be. Yes, you can tell Megan is not comfortable in her own house. And how sad is that? How sad is it that you're at home and you don't feel like you're at home? And I've said the same thing for the boys. They don't just walk around the house. You don't see kids just being kids in the background. They have to stay quarantined in their room, or they're outside doing chores. Only Tim moves around freely. Everybody else is on pins and needles, and they have to stay in their place. You won't see Tim over there at the shed shack doing something, and in the distance see Megan minding her own business, just walking the property or something. If she didn't get permission to do that, she's not doing it. And we just saw in this when she had a free moment, he told her that she wasn't equally yoked. I'm working and you're not, so we're not equally yoked right now. Yeah. Said everything that anybody ever needs to know, but his subscribers have enough nerve to act like they don't hear that the way that it's being said. Those boys don't even clown during road trips. Where have you seen boys quiet in cars? Right. When they were younger, they used to do just a little more clowning, not, too much, but you could tell that they're still kids that are being kids. But I think that as soon as Tim got them away from other people is where he became more strict and the boys became less free. Like all their freedom was gone at that point. Good night to everybody that's saying good night. I keep seeing the good nights but missing who's saying it. See, Paulette, good night. Did anybody else say it? I am going to be quiet here in a minute though. But yeah, the children are never free to just be kids. Megan is not free to just live in a house that she's helping pay for. A dream house that he promised to her, and she's not even free to just enjoy it. That bedroom, like I've said before, looked like hell coming at you. That's her bedroom too. The bathroom has yet to be done. It's her bathroom too. Everything in that house looks like Tim's name is on it. 2 deep freezers. 2 for his meat. He's not worried about a dishwasher in the kitchen to make her job easier. He doesn't want an air fryer or a microwave in there to help her out some. All about Tim. Everything's about Tim. I can't imagine being in a house and I'm scared to just walk out the front door without saying I'm walking out the front door. Clearly they can't go anywhere, but their every move has to be okay through him. Yet still people on here telling us what we shouldn't be doing. Boy. Yeah, I wonder if he'll ever say that again out of his mouth that he has cured her sickle cell. He hadn't said it lately, but he definitely said it before. And I'm just wondering if he'll address that again. I would love for him to. Trade wife vibes. You remember those days? Yes. He doesn't allow sickness. Yet and still, what is he? He keeps talking about getting over being sick. The very person that say, I don't allow sickness out here. Coughing. I know he had a fever. I can't imagine what Tim looks like when he was going through the worst of it. But he don't allow sickness out there. Let's see, chat moving a little faster than I can read stuff. I don't see that message. No sweeping or mopping the floors. No type of sanitation or. So I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and we have to in order to renew our license, we have to pass a class that is for sanitation, and that has to be taken every time. If a law has changed, they will update it, but for the most part, it's repetitious things every time, but they're making sure that you know about your sanitation because that's the biggest part of keeping the profession professional, making sure you're not transferring things from one person's head to another person's head and all that type of stuff. And it's so important. You would just think, oh, she's just going to go get her hair combed. Oh, he's just going to go get his hair cut. Oh, they just going to go get a set of nails. Or they just going to get a pedicure. Not realizing the things that you can get from just those simple services. Then you have a family that's out there living every day and not cleaning up anything in behind themselves. things have to be festering out there in every corner, from inside of the house to outside of the house. I don't think it's safe anywhere out there until you hit the road, because they have to touch that gate and the lock and all that. That's contaminated too. Once you make it to the road, you safe. But before that, I just don't I don't see anything out there being safe. The seats of the cars, the light switches in the house, anything they have to touch, anything they sleep on, anything they put their mouths on, I just don't see it. I do not. Let's see what else I missed. I don't know why you have a smell in your sensory when you see Tim. He was doing a video the other day, and he was in the kitchen with Megan. She wasn't cooking. I don't remember what they were doing, but he did like this, and you could already see the sweat ring up under his arm. So then when you see something like that, yes, you automatically go to, I know he have to smell. Or like being in the bedroom and showing that chair that has been wet, dried, wet, dried, wet, dried with his sweat and dirt. You know it has to have a smell. So yeah, you get smell-o-vision automatically when you watch them, because it just be little triggering things that you necessarily don't pay attention to, but it's triggering something in you. Like, I know that has to carry a smell. Him down there fooling with those pigs, you can smell it. You're not even really thinking about it. You're just watching. Like, I can be watching them sometimes, which might be what y'all be saying when you like to see my expressions, but I can be watching them sometimes and realize, oh, you need to fix your face. Because it's just like I can smell something, but it's not a clear thought up here saying, I bet it stink. It's just when you watching it, you just tense up like, oh my God, like it's what's the word? It's violating. Certain things out there just violate you. So yes, smell-o-vision would come with that, because it's like, ooh, I feel so violated watching this right now. So yes, I definitely get it. What else am I missing? Cell block 4 or doing farm work. No bed line hanging. Oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? My iPad did something weird. I saw somebody said something about no bed liners hanging, but I lost it. I touched the screen. I might have accidentally deleted it, but I don't. If I did, I sure don't know how I did it. Musky goat scent. Come across. You know. Yeah, all kinds of scents. You know, when he's talking and you see all of that thick spit. I was watching a TikTok yesterday of this little girl. They're sitting in a restaurant, and it's her and a man beside her, and the man reaches over and whispers in her ear, and the little girl is just like, and then she turned and looked at him. She's like, "Do you brush your teeth every day?" Oh goodness. That's the sense you get from him when he starts opening his mouth and it's just spit on the inside. That's just like, whew, doing too much. So you see he talking, you don't know what he just said, because all you can focus on is this right here. The way that, anyway, don't get me started on that. I might get nauseous and want to throw up. So yeah, I could be watching sometimes and just be like, he talking about one thing and I'm thinking about something else, because now I'm violated. I feel violated. That's, anyway. And I know y'all have to be the same way. No washcloths. Yeah. Like I said, we never see Tim walk in the house and Megan sitting over there in the corner of that sofa doing laundry, folding clothes. We don't see shots of the boys' bedroom where they at least bought them a dresser that they can put their clothes in after they've been cleaned. Stuff is just thrown over in that corner. And I've known families in the past that live like that. And that's usually whatever you take off gets thrown in that pile. And it could be something clean in there that they never wore, but it's going to be mixed in with things that they wear all the time. They don't have, when you if you can go through a person's drawers and closets, it'll tell you how they really live. Like, they can straighten up a little for the cameras, but how are you living? We see Megan and Tim's closet. It's a storage area for his stuff. He has turned that into a storage locker. Where are Megan's clothes? Nothing looks like it gets cleaned out there. She does, a little wiping down in that kitchen, but I'm not even sure that those things are getting sanitized and sterilized. It's just wiping down, cleaning up messes. Like after she made that cake and that icing went everywhere, she had to wipe that up, but did it get cleaned up good? Like, was hot water and soap used to dissolve all of that, or did it was it still sticky after it got wiped up? Those be the type of questions that I have. So anyway, he trigger alerts. There goes your appetite. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that yeah, it'll mess up your appetite. It definitely messes up my appetite. That's what I'm saying. I know we all get triggered, and it doesn't even have to be a complete thought. We just are watching it, and something has offended us. You know, taking that egg basket and getting those eggs that you say are fresh eggs, and then taking that basket back in the house and sitting it on the countertop. Walking from outside to inside when we all know what y'all do outside, and not ever seeing anybody wash their hands. Just the smallest things that you would think you would see of people, we don't see it out there. Now they're sick. People that are locked behind a gate are sick. So what gave it to you? Those animals festering with each other, and then y'all fooling with those animals. Got everybody sick. Tim hisses like a snake. Yes. Got Megan doing it. There's no way that they got married to each other and both of them had that laugh. Somebody rubbed off on who, and I choose to believe he rubbed off on her. So she'll do that laugh now too. It's not becoming for either one of them. Of all things to adopt, why that? But the thing that a person does that irritates you will be the thing that you pick up on. So that had to be something that would get next to her, and now she does it too. Because you can definitely fall victim to, oh my God, they get on my nerve when they do that. And then years later you realize, dang, I'm doing it now too. Farm fresh eggs straight from Kroger. Yeah. I know some people have said that they do have chickens that lay eggs that don't look, dirty, but those eggs are just too white for me. And with as much playing as they do out there, I just believe that they playing about that. I believe everything about that is staged. And they rode the wave with that for as long as they could with Benjamin doing it. When they realized people didn't want to see it, they moved on to something else. But they'll just still kind of, sneak it in there. So we'll show y'all us getting the eggs, but we're not going to focus on these birds anymore because I don't want y'all to see how many of them are no longer here. I don't want y'all to go look at an old video and see how full it was in here. And no, we haven't slaughtered any recently, yet and still the numbers have gone down. Because it's not as many in there as it was before. And I don't think that Tim has slaughtered any more chickens. So they're losing birds out there. And they could have lost some birds to swine flu. And that could be what they're sick from. Who knows? All the things festering out there at IG Farms. Super delusional. Yes. What? Don't sit at the paper thin table. Yeah, the table hasn't come out anymore either. Like, that's old for him now. So, he's on to showing other stuff. But he needs to show them doing Bible study around that table. Or at least all sitting around in the living room doing Bible study. And Megan needs to be leading it. Nobody else should be talking. Unless she asks them to read out loud, nobody else should be talking. Everybody else should be getting a lesson from Megan. Megan should be the one running Bible study. We know that's not how it will go, but they all need to have it as a family, and it should only be her talking. Everybody else should have to raise their hand when they have a question. Can I ask you about this? Well, how would you interpret this? Fish and carrots for dinner. No, those babies was hungry. Steam. I'm so glad that Steam series is over with. That was her favorite new toy. Steaming stuff. She can't run anything with that man. Nope. Not anything. Not even her own thoughts. Can't run nothing. That's a narcissist if I've ever seen one. On the last, her hand shakes. It's on psychotic drugs. I honestly didn't go back and look at her hand shaking. I just saw a lot of y'all mention it. And like I said, medication will give you the shake, so she could be on some type of medication. But Tim would have to acknowledge that she's sick with something to let her go to the doctor. Tim gonna beat his chest. All that stupid stuff. You were raised by a narcissist. Yeah, and if you've ever been around one, being raised by one, being friends with one, going to school with one, being married to one, whatever form they come in, you know one that has crossed your path. So you can only imagine what they're living with out there. And then he'll never admit to his shortcomings. Never. They have no empathy. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. I'm trying to see what everybody is talking about because I know I'll be missing stuff. The chat always be popping. Sometimes I can't even repeat what I be seeing in the chat. The steam tore up the table. Oh, it's very possible that steam tore up that table. Oh, goodness. Or them letting it up and down has worn out one of those leaves on it already. It'll be interesting to see the shape that table is in now already. Because he does not talk about it anymore. that table was doomed from the start. It definitely was. He did not set them up for success by purchasing that table. He won't admit he's short. He won't. So we have to remind him that we see it. Like, you don't have to admit it, but we see it, and we're gonna call you out on it because you're out here playing with people's top. Like, you making people think you're one way, but we see you for who you are. So we're gonna remind you. We're gonna. That's our public service for everybody. Let's see. Tim broke the table. It's possible. He sure hasn't shown it. Yeah, it be like it hides some of the weirdest comments. Like, I don't understand the one that said he'll have to break it up and put it in the wood burning stove. I I had to okay that comment, and it'd be so many that I don't get to go through and show. I don't know what it's doing. Maybe the word burn was too much. I don't know what it be doing, because I don't have any words, you know, redacted, or I don't have trigger words or nothing like that. Tim McNutt. Tim McNutt. Yes, Tim McNutt. For his entire family, for his wife and his boys. Yes. Tim will let y'all see the table once he fixes it. You're right. And then we'll probably see it already set up. He will not have those boys going over there and pulling it out and filming it coming up. It'll already be set up. And have to remind him, don't put your elbows on it. Don't put no weight on it. Just sit your plates up there. Don't put no weight on this table. Dry beggars, ugh. On everything. He has no pride. I would be so embarrassed for my man to be a beggar like that. Tim don't care. He does not care. Only 2 plates at a time. Like, yeah. We can't put pressure over there no more. We can't put pressure over there no more. So we're going to let y'all 2 eat first, and then we'll rotate y'all out. Me and Megan can't sit over there with y'all no more because, that end down there is a little weak. To say, I hope he's working out those. Yeah, hopefully his chest will, deflate. Because there was one episode where he's like holding the phone like this, and he started laughing. I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Like, all that jogging and stuff, you need to start doing way more push-ups. Like, we need you go ahead and tighten it up. Take some of that play out of it. So once Megan put that nasty, heavy, unseasoned food straight out the oven onto that table, so when you don't know the quality of what you bought, you about to find out. You about to find out real fast the quality of what you just paid for, because it can't take no steam, it can't take no heat. Good night. Good night, Mel. And have I missed anybody else saying good night? I am about to shut up, y'all. I swear I am. I swear I am. Got 4 growing boys. You better start investing in so quality stuff. Yeah, Tim knows what quality is for him, and for his family, he just does well enough. He doesn't care to buy nice things so that they can enjoy something nice. And I don't think that as long as he's in charge of the money that they will ever get quality things when it comes to what's for everybody. He just wants stuff to pacify a temporary situation. I'm not going to go and spend $1,000 on a dinette set that will be here for forever. But I'll go and spend $1,000 on between pecans, steaks, salon chairs, and whatever else we've seen him buy for himself out there, air rifles. All that can total to $1,000, but I'm not going to spend $1,000 for something that will be here for my family. I'm going to go and spend, what was it, $120? $120 for that table, knowing that those boys have a long way to go before they're out of the house. But that was not to make him happy. That's just so that the boys cannot get away from that little card table. He's not used to having anything. And like I said, they only started trying to make the inside of their house look like something after Grandma Lily moved into her house and was, fixing it up and putting her stuff where she wanted it. Now you got people commenting and saying stuff about her house, and he felt the competition. So then that's when they went and started, good night. That's when he went and started trying to fix theirs up a little bit. But had he never done anything for his mom, he would have never felt pressured to do anything to the inside of that house. Other than getting rid of that futon so his big behind could sit on something comfortable, he wasn't worried about anything else. Nope, because it was for his family. I'm going to read a couple of more comments and then get off. I see we seeing more goodbyes, good night. So I don't want to draw it out too long, but daily bread with Cajun fish. Oh, goodness. What is this? The guy have 3 boards hung up, and that took 3 weeks. Or that took weeks. Tim draws out anything. It's things that are not even necessary to take as long as it does. And I'm so confused about this project outside right now because, in certain videos, he'll show where he's made it to a certain point. Then the next video, he has not made it to that point. Then another video, he could not have even started the project at all. So it's like, what type of filming have you been doing out there, and why are you putting these videos out so weirdly, where we can see the progress in the back and know that it doesn't even line up with what's going on out there right now. So he definitely would draw out a project. Good night, good night, good night. The wood is gonna rot. Which wood is gonna rot? The table? Are we talking about the table or the shelf, or what wood are we talking about? That particle board? Are we talking about the particle board or something else? Oh, the skirting. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. It's just raw wood up there, and he hasn't. Has he mentioned doing something to it to protect the wood? And then if he does, it's going to change the color. Like, even if he just does the what is it called? After you after you I can't even think what I'm trying to say. Stain it. After you stain the wood, what do you varnish it? And the varnish would change the color of it too. So he still won't end up with what he started with, but then he has to do something to keep that wood from rotting out. Whitewash. That's all they know. That's all they know is whitewashing, which is part of his identity crisis too. Good night, Trinice. Good night, God's woman. Did I miss any more? I'm sure I did. What is this? Um. Okay, a few more comments and then I'm gonna get out because I see y'all are uh ready to get up out of here, and I definitely understand. Yeah, that skirting is gonna be rotted, and it's gonna start dipping too because of that foundation that he put it on. That rock is shifting already. That rock is moving throughout the yard, and he hasn't even finished the project. Can you imagine what the rock is gonna be like in right? Too many rocks. He put uh when the Bible talks about your foundation, he definitely built a foundation on sand. It's just like, what did he think he was doing? Like, in that rock that he's using, the rock that's put in cement, and was he cutting corners? Like, I don't understand why he did what he did with those rocks because they're already moving around. And then he can't even control the ones that are back behind that are just going to start being pushed into the underpinning. I don't know. That's Tim's project, though. And you would never convince him that he's doing something wrong. I wish that somebody that actually does construction would critique his work, especially this part right here, because that's the only person that he would listen to. Crush and run, crush and run. He's wearing crush and run out like he did LP Smart sighting. I was so tired of hearing him say LP Smart sighting. And now I hear this crush and run. It's like, woo! When is he gonna stop it with this phrase? Like, geez, move on to something else. A mountain high of crush around the house for skirting is stupid. And I mean a mountain high of it. Tim is still in the midst of doing this project, and the rock is already eroding. It's already scattering throughout the yard. And he's telling them to go pick the rocks up and put them back over there, and he's not giving it any type of barrier to keep it in place. At least that would help a little. It's still all gonna shift eventually. He's creating a mess, or he created a mess, and it's gonna be a huge project to have to clean up. Good night. Good night. Good night. Imagine what the floors are going to be like once he moves those blocks from underneath. It's going to be a wrap after those cinder blocks get moved. I don't know what's making him think that that's a good idea. And I would hope that somebody that is a genuine person messaged him to let him know that's really a bad idea. Like, with everything that you said, that's the worst idea you've ever come up with. And I wouldn't do that because all your money is about to go down the drain. It's right at the threshold of their house. That's where they enter and exit all day, every day, for years to come. And you want to take the support from right there? And you're saying that your wood that's on this shaky foundation will be better than those cinder blocks? Those rocks are already scattering. And you talked about moving these cinder blocks? Goodness. $2,000 worth of rocks? Or did you say 2,000 rocks? Yeah, $2,000 for rocks. Did he say he paid $2,000 for those rocks? See, that's what I'm saying right there. We'll not go get a decent dinette set and wasting all this money. Just throwing money away. He does not. Megan should have been in control of how they spend the money, because he'll have them broke for no good reason at all. They'll be living in that money pit and still won't have what they need, because they're going to be in a world of hurt. And probably, I'll give them 2 more years. By the time Noah gets a little bit bigger, they're going to be busting at the seams. And he will have put money into rocks and stuff that has not given them any breathing room. He's just steadily investing in this structure that is in the exact same shape it was in when he got it. No square footage has been added anywhere. 2 truckloads of crush and run. Two truckloads of rocks to put around the trailer. Why rocks though? Why not do a cement foundation like he did for the other stuff? What made him think this was a better idea? I'm still confused about that. I just don't understand it. He'll be falling through the floor. We'll be falling through that floor. That is going to be weak real soon after he removes that. Any house that sits up above ground, you have to reinforce the floors. And that's maintenance that you have to do to keep your house good throughout the years. And he's taking the structural foundation from underneath it. And he said that somewhere told him that was okay. I bet you that if they said it was okay, the way that they went about everything else was different. They didn't have rock up under there. They had cement. They built their framing differently. They used some support beams that can actually take the amount of weight that will be put on it. Some huge beams and not just the little plywood that he's using. Oh, Timmy, Timmy, Timmy. Why did he install sliding glass doors in the bedroom? Because he claimed that he wanted for he and Megan to be able to step out from their bedroom onto that front porch to drink coffee and look at their view. That's what he said. That's why he put that door down there. But like one of y'all mentioned in the last video, that they had the little heater in front of the door, and I could imagine that it's letting in all types of air. It's like just very drafty. And so that door, I don't remember. I know he said he bought it secondhand somewhere, but it probably doesn't have very good insulating factors to it either. So he probably just cut a hole in the wall, and it feels like he cut a hole in a wall in that room. So there's a little heater sitting down there by his nasty chair that I would imagine they're using to help with some of that air that's coming through that door. But yeah, that's why he said he got the sliding door, so that they could be able to go straight onto the porch from their room whenever, you know, they get around to the porch. Drafty, yes. Very drafty. Very. And that little heater is definitely sitting down there right in front of the sliding door, like he's trying to, you know, combat that wind that's coming through there. Cold night. Woo. And it got really cold. I know that there was cold in there when we had this bad weather about, what was that, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, whenever it was. I know they were freezing in their room. If they even slept in there, I would have had to sleep in the living room. It had to be unbearable. And then they don't have anything up to it to like help with the draft and stuff. It's just there. Anyway. It would be so amazing. Yes, amazing is one of his words. And beast mode. She's not in beast mode right now, so he better not tell that tale. It looks like the chat is slowing down, so it might be time for us to get on up off of here. Don't show the therapist Tim's videos, or he'll get sick. I need to go to a therapist. Still trying to figure out. There are so many business. Happy camper. The same on the outside. Yeah, they've done a lot of businesses, and I had done a reaction saying that he needs to stop giving business advice because he hasn't had a successful one yet. The success is their channel, but the businesses have not been successful. And we can all go and form a LLC or S corp or whatever, pay money and form a business. But then after that, what does the business do? How does it take care of you? That's how you determine the success. Not just telling people how to go down and file paperwork and say, oh, I had this business, I had that business. How did it provide for you though, sir? It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. For real. It's a beautiful thing. For real. Gonna have the biggest, baddest. Just need to go over here and get this crunk up. Went and rented a dump. We rented a dump. Oh yeah, that beard is nasty. And it's just separating, turning into a hoof. I went back and looked at some of his older videos, and it wasn't always splitting like that. So I really don't understand what's going on with that. That's crazy, though. Said farm fresh E. coli. That's what they're getting over now. That's exactly what they're getting over right now. Is farm fresh E. coli, and he's talking about it's time for freezer count for some of those pigs. Lord help anybody that gets a hold of any of that meat. I feel bad for the people that they'll be giving it to. Eating bad dinner late at night. Yes. The biggest, baddest mess. Yep, especially with those rocks scattered everywhere. That's just, it's a sinking ship before he can even get it out to sea. It's already going down. And he should have at some point said abort mission. Like, before I go too much further, let me pull this apart and make this a cement foundation. I see where I went wrong, but I'm able to correct this. It's just going to take me a little bit longer, but he won't do that. He just, doubling down on stupidity. And so now they out there doing Easter egg hunts with rocks. Now they about to eat bad pork for months and feeding it to the neighborhood. It would be, and our Lord knows I don't want anything like this to happen, but it would be a mess if he were to give some of that meat out and everybody gets sick from it. That would be a mess. And then it's also opening them up for some lawsuits. So he really should think about that. Because just because the animals are still breathing does not mean they've made it to that point of eating them. Y'all kept them alive, true enough. But are they healthy to eat? And just take one of them, just one, and let it go get analyzed so that they can tell you if that's something you should be consuming or not. Because one will speak for the herd. So, yep, eating tainted meat for months. Thinks he's a Mason. He does. But those escaping rocks should tell him that he's not. But he hasn't even, like, out of his mouth admitted this wasn't a good idea. He's just going to say, to keep this big rock from going through a window, I'm going to make sure that the family come and put them back up there where they're supposed to be. That's not addressing the problem. You can wait on cutting the grass. You need to be addressing how to either remove them or turn them into cement. That's what needs to be happening. Turning them into cement or removing them. Not running them down and putting them back in place. Okay, guys, I think we have made it to the end of the live. The chat is slowing down now. So I am going to go ahead and close it out. I have been on here for, I never know where to find the timing. Over here. Yeah. So it's around my 3-hour mark as usual. Per usual. So that's about when we all start tapping out. So I am going to go ahead and close it out here. But I thank everybody for tuning in. Y'all always make it enjoyable. Like, the time flies being on the live. When I go back and see how long it was, I'm just like, well, where did the time go? Because it never feels like what it actually is. So that's because of you all. You keep the energy going, and the conversation is always there. It's always right on time. I'll put it like that. Fun. Yes. Definitely very fun. So I appreciate you all for that, because there is no me without you all, and you make it possible. So I don't do the lives as often as I would like to. I hope that I get better with that, because we all have a good time, and a lot of things that we say just in comments, um, I like to be able to express, and not just be you reading my words. So I appreciate y'all for taking out the time to come over here and be with me. And I am going to be doing a reaction to his mini sermon. That will be the next reaction that I put out. So I'll either put it out tomorrow or the day after. I'm trying to do it for tomorrow, though. So be looking for that. I just, want to go over some of the message he's putting out there. So I'll go ahead and close it out here. Stop rambling. But thank you all again. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.